Good morning. What a charming film. The Salinger obsession has been well known for so many years. I remember, being younger and being impressed by his books, but more by his reclusiveness. And Philippe, I wonder, it's a tough question, but I wonder if, had he been more open to doing the circuit, if he would have been as popular.
I don't think he would have changed anything about his book. It would still be read by teenagers all over North America. Honestly, it did create a sort of mythology, and I struggled with that writing the movie because I didn't want the movie to be about Salinger, of course, and I wanted to show him but not show him, just enough to tease the audience, but most importantly to be inside Joanna Rakoff's head. She is imagining what Salinger looks like. She's imagining his universe, and that, I think, that was more important than talking about Salinger himself. And also she hears about all his idiosyncrasies it's not her experience. Her experience with Salinger is like just having a normal conversation with a nice man who's asking about the weather. So it was fun for us to demystify a little bit from the point of view of Joanna Rakoff, the myth of Salinger.
Yeah, it was fun to see her saying, "Oh, hi, Jerry." Just, whatever, Jerry. Now, Sigourney, you play his literary agent, J.D. Salinger's literary agent, and her boss. And of course, she has to be harder and tougher and larger than life in this man's world, especially back in the 90s. Did you have a person that you had in mind? I know Dorothy Olding was his actual agent.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go by the book, or did you go also by what you knew about her or were able to find out?
Well, I actually, the company has been bought by whom, Philippe, again?
I don't remember.
Okay, but anyway, I went to that new office where they had a lot of the old files, and the man who owns that bigger company just adored this agency. He has all their old, like engraved invitations for drinks parties. They had people's photographs. I mean, he just put everything out on the table for me, and they still have, literally the old files with F. Scott Fitzgerald scrawled on them and things like that. So it's kind of like a museum. And I even went to the old office, which was about to be torn down, because I wanted to see that long walk that Margaret does, where she walks right by Joanna without even noticing her. I just, it helps me to sort of, bathe in the world, the real world a little bit. Of course, when I was younger, I wanted to be a writer, and so I was, I worshipped all these writers. And I certainly knew women at Knopf, for instance, who were very high-powered editors and were quite terrifying. Remember, one of them always used to wear white gloves to read the paper. And, that kind of eccentricity, I didn't get to put it in, Philippe, but, they were startling and very authoritative women that you wanted not to disappoint. And I'm not sure they meant to mentor anyone. I'm not sure Margaret means to mentor Joanna, but they end up becoming friends nonetheless.
Yes. Did you, through your father, meet literary figures when you were very young?
So sorry. What was the question?
Were you able to meet any literary figures, or did you meet through your father when you were young? Very young.
Not really, not writers so much. I got to meet Mary Martin and people like that, Jackie Gleason. Not really too many, not too many writers, but it didn't matter because you fell in love with them through their books. I have to say that probably when I was 12, 13, I was in love with John Lennon for a very long time. It's a serious early relationship. So that probably distracted me from falling in love with more writers. But of course, I was in a seminar where we literally almost came to blows between people who liked Hemingway and people who liked Fitzgerald. And it was a very intense, often acrimonious seminar of these two groups at our two colleges. And we took it very seriously.
I'm sure. Thank you.
On what side? On what side did you?
Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, where I got my name.
Oh, thank you guys. So interesting, and best of luck with the film.